If you clicked on this video, then there's a 50-50 chance that you like watching Would You Rathers. And today, I'm gonna be answering a few of those questions. Now, this isn't the first time I've done it. Last time I actually had this question asked.
Would you rather lick the floor at a club or lick a toilet seat at Walmart? Okay, well then.
And I even got one of your responses to that question. Abdul says, well, you can lick the floor if you find a clean spot, but toilet seats are never clean. They never have clean spots. What are you talking about, Abdul? What do you mean? Nobody ever has cleaned a toilet? There's no clean spots on a toilet? How dirty is your toilet? But that is your opinion and your choice that you made for the question, and I would like to hear from you guys in the comment section on one of these Would You Rather questions. Any one of them, you can decide, and I'll pick the best one for the next episode. Let's get right into these questions, shall we? Would you rather have 50% of your body burned or 100% of your body tattooed? Wow, that's kind of a flip, you know? You're having 50% of your body having burns, but then having 100% of your body be tattoo. Now I'm just 100% walking art compared to being 50% of a cool person. Somebody who has a very unique story as well as those burns. They may or may not feel as, the best, but I believe that it would be a kind of a benefit to have 50% of my body be burned. That way I still have 50% of my normal body, rather than having 100% of my body be totally tatted out, covered in ink. That would be kind of rad. Not gonna lie, having that many tattoos. But let's go for the 50% burns here. Wow, who would have guessed that more people would rather have the tattoos than burns? I understand why they would want that. Plus tattoos are just really cool. Would you rather be an excellent singer or be a superb writer? So, would I rather have the voice of an angel or be a superb writer? Somebody who could write up stories as well as give out details like nobody has ever heard before because you're reading it. I think for me, I would love to be an excellent singer compared to being a superb writer, because I can already tell you right now, my writing stinks. I got bad handwriting, I got dumb ideas, as well as I have the worst way at detailing things. Like the way things are detailed, they kind of just look like the way they are. I would rather be an excellent singer here, and a lot of other people would love to have an excellent voice too. Something beautiful and pristine, something that we all naturally have, a voice. Would you rather drive a bright red smart car or be spanked by Rosie O'Donnell every morning? Can I read this question again? Because I don't think I understood it one bit. Would you rather drive a bright red smart car? Look at me, driving my red smart car. Or be spanked by Rosie O'Donnell every morning? That's not a would you rather. That's just a throwaway. Why would I give up having a red smart car versus getting spanked by Rosie O'Donnell? I'd rather do that one. Let's get that smart car. Would you rather dress like people would 100s of years ago, strange, or dress like a person from the future? So would I rather bring back fashion or innovate fashion? There's two different views on this one. I could just go back in time, see what people were wearing then, and then decide to bring it back as like a modern twist, if I'm wearing some like 20s getup, like if I'm back in the before the crash in the market in history. If I'm back in like that era where we're all just wearing like really nice suits, everything looks like the movie Great Gatsby before the Great Depression, then it would make sense to go back in time to dress like people did 100 years ago. However, I do think that dressing like a person from the future is more innovative. It's impressive to see what people would like to look at in the future to come, rather than what we have looked at in the past. So I would rather dress like a person from the future and see how well fashion can go from there. Look at that. Over 1 million people would rather dress like that. We would all look like futuristic human beings. Now, would you rather be a high school or below teacher or be a college professor? So would I rather just go to school so I could teach more school, or would I rather go to school so I could teach more school? On this hand, with being a high school or below teacher, you only need like a 4-year to 6-year degree, so you get your bachelor's or master's. But to be a college professor, genuinely, you would need your doctorate. And doctorates can take upwards of like 8 to 12 years, depending on what kind of doctorate you're getting, of course. So it's a matter of how much school would I rather go through to get this career. It'd be a lot of work. But I would believe myself to be a college professor over being a high school or below teacher. Nothing against being those teachers. It's just I know I have a stronger focus when it comes to teaching people about the world and being a grown-up. And also, I would love to have a doctorate. I would love to be a doctor. I mean, Dr. Dino would be a fantastic moniker there. It'd be a cool name. And I'm not surprised more people would rather be a college professor. If you could only use one type of bill for the rest of your life, would you rather pay in nothing but singles or pay in nothing but hundreds? So it's either, do I want to pay with the smallest bill I can or with one of the largest bills I can? Paying in singles would definitely mean I'd have to have a thick wallet, because if I get something worth $20, I'm going to need 20 singles to do that. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 different dollar bills that I need. But then if I was to pay $20 worth of something with 100, I just need one bill, and then they have to break it up for me. But then it's no longer a $100 bill, so I can't use it, which means I just lost more money that way because I can't use $20 bills. I can only use hundreds, and I won't be able to mix them into 100 unless I have another 20. So it would only make sense for me to pay in nothing but singles, because then I would at least have that much to pay with compared to losing money by paying with hundreds. So let's go ahead and pay in nothing but singles here. Wow, more people would rather have the bigger bills to spend than having the smaller ones. Would you rather tell your most embarrassing secret to the 10 people it would matter to most, or eat 5,000 licorice jelly beans as fast as I can? That's 5,000 licorice jelly beans. However, it does just say they're licorice jelly beans, and licorice is actually very sweet. I like that as a candy, like the red ropes or red vines, those sort of candies. I think that's what licorice is. But in jelly bean form, most of them show up as, just kind of like the gummies, like the normal gummies. How would that work? Would I have to just eat 5,000 jelly beans versus telling my most embarrassing secret to 10 people? Well, I mean, what's my most embarrassing secret? Because I can tell 10 people right now my most embarrassing secret. My most embarrassing secret is that I used to wet the bed. Yeah, that's the real secret. That's the realest secret I've ever said. I've actually wet the bed for a long time. And I didn't have to eat 5,000 licorice jelly beans to do so. So I'm going to tell my most embarrassing secret to 10 people it would matter to most. And I feel totally fine about it. Only 10 people are gonna know that I wet the bed. Would you rather star in Saved by the Bell or star in Boy Meets World? Now, would I rather star in one show or another show? It's either one of these shows right here. I know Saved by the Bell has a lot of like moments in its show that is very, very questionable. You know, the main character, his name is Zach. Zach is just a crazy dude. He's wacky, and all he cares about is Zach. And I don't feel like I would like to be in that kind of show where it's just run by a different person. But star in Boy Meets World, I actually don't know much about that one. Not gonna lie, kind of a young guy here. I didn't really watch Boy Meets World as much as I watched reruns of Saved by the Bell. But even then, it still wasn't around the time that I was growing up. I grew up in the 2000s where we had cool cartoons and some pretty good TV shows. So in this retrospect, I should probably pick the one I know best, which would be to star in Saved by the Bell, where I could possibly become a rock star, because that's one of the episodes that they have. Last question. Would you rather bathe in vomit or bathe in worms? No, this question is gross. This is so weird and bizarre because I don't think there's any benefit on either side. If I was to bathe in worms, Worms are gonna try and dig. They're gonna try and, eat up at my clothing. If I'm taking a bath, I'm not gonna be wearing that, so they're gonna try and get inside of my skin. But then bathing in vomit is just bathing in someone's stomach. That means I'm sitting on the inside of somebody's tummy, just waiting to get dissolved, and become poop. Which worms eat, by the way. Did you know worms like to eat poop? They do. So, neither one of these options is good. Both of these options are quite poop. They're quite turds. I would rather not choose either one of these, but I'm going to. It's gonna be bathe in worms, because the worms probably won't do anything damaging to me. They're just gonna feel all squirmy and gross. But vomit, that's gross. Gross vomit is gonna come out of someone's mouth, and I'm not gonna bathe in that. You think I'm gonna bathe in my own vomit? I don't even think that's a good idea. Well, these were some very interesting questions in Would You Rather. If you guys have any good responses, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be checking them out before the next episode. And if you guys are excited to see that one, and if you guys are excited for that video, then click on that subscribe button. That way you can watch it when it shows up on my channel. Hey, like this video right here. This one just showed up in the corner of the screen, and I don't know what you should do about it, but there's a 50-50 chance that you should click on this video. I'm just saying, if you don't click on it, you're gonna miss out on what's on the other side. So come on, just click on it. What are you gonna lose?